So when I was in school, whether it was elementary or middle school, junior high, as they used to call it, or high school. I don't know if I speak for myself or I speak for, the whole school population at that time, because there were people that didn't want to go to school, me, and there were people that loved it. It was a opportunity to get out the house, maybe some really difficult situations that were in the household. I was going through situations like that, I think, as many of us were, but there was people that sought refuge in school. So they did all their homework, they did the extra work, they studied for tests, So I wasn't one of those guys. I started off like that, and then things transpired to where it's like, I don't care, right? I'll go to school to roam the halls. I'll go to the gym, hang out, even when it wasn't my gym period. The gym teacher was really cool, especially in middle school. It's like, didn't I see you last class? It's like, yeah, and you'll probably see me next class. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of the day, right? So I loved when there were hiccups at school to where you couldn't go, throughout your normal day. I can't even say snowstorms. My kids, if it snows too hard, rains too hard or whatever, school is canceled. Not in my day. Like, you had to, get a sled, get some skis, get some cardboard, and, and slide to school if need be, but you're going. And, it would just be like 10 kids in the whole building. So, they didn't stop school very often. So when there was situations where, there were emergency situations, maybe there was a heat wave, they had to shut off the lights in the class. You remember that? Open up some windows. Substitute teachers. We didn't care, at least I didn't, and I'm sure a lot of other kids. We liked when there were hiccups that stopped the regular momentum of schooling, right? Godzilla and King Kong is fighting on the roof. We can't resume our normal classes. We were excited. I was, it's like, they're bombing somewhere down the street. As long as we didn't have to do our normal curriculum. So, but I was good at acting like I cared. Like, oh man, so we can't do the tests? We're not going to do the test that I didn't study for? Shh. We're not going to read books and have to come up to the board unprepared? We're not going to do that? Damn! So what are we going to do? Just like sit around and play and, in my case, write rhymes? That's what we had to do. So I enjoyed when things didn't or couldn't go as planned, especially when it came to school. Then going to certain meetings at the Kingdom Hall, there used to be situations, maybe a hurricane or two, where they had to, shut down the meeting for that particular day. We enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I think anybody my age at that time enjoyed it. They didn't say, "Oh my God, why can't I sit in a meeting for 2 hours? Damn hurricane!" Like, it didn't happen, right? I'm sure we were secretly happy. And I'm sure that there are people that are happy that we're in the situation that we're in right now. COVID, the pandemic, it shut down the Jehovah Witness preaching work, stopped the congregating at the Kingdom Halls. There has to be people that are happy about that. There are people waiting for this organization to crumble, right? Everybody is not just sitting there like, in La La Land and JW Land. No, there are people that are secretly loving what we do. You and I, they're loving what we do, right? We know about those people, the PMOs, physically and mentally out, right? They are waiting for the destruction of this organization. Just like I waited for a door to be left open in one of the stairwells so I can make my escape. I can run in slow motion with soft music playing, right? I was one of those kids that it's like, I would check the doors. I was like, it's 11:30. I can't take this. I'm leaving, right? And I checked doors. And there were chains on some of the doors because they knew that there would be escapees at some point, right? But somebody would mess up and they would leave a door open. Talking about in school. And I would hit that door and it would open. And I would run to my freedom. I would run. Not home. It was 11:30 in the morning, but I would run somewhere. The point is, I was free. I couldn't wait. And there are Jehovah Witnesses right now that can't wait. It's like living in a loveless marriage. You weigh the pros and cons. You're like, do I up and leave? No, little Johnny is 5. I just bought a house. I'll probably lose it in the divorce. The cost is too high. Right? So you forget about those droves of Jehovah Witnesses that are just waiting for the opportunity. They can't do it on their own because the cost is too high. I lose my family, I lose my kids, I lose my social structure, right? I lose everything. But I'll lose that. And I'll deal with it, when that time arrives. But they just don't have the guts, like you and I. They don't have the guts to get up and make the move. Just like there are people in marriages that don't have the guts to just say, that's got to be the hardest thing in the world to say, this is not working. I'm gonna make a move, because everything that follows, right? The paperwork, the legal implications that's going to go down. Lawyers, and you're going to lose some of this. You're going to lose finances. You're going to have to split up time with your children or your child and all that. So you weigh it and you say no, but it makes it much easier if your spouse would just cheat, right? And some people are secretly happy. They're like, yes, we got to get a divorce. Not my fault. You did that. Not my fault. We got a divorce now. Okay, so, hopefully that makes some impression on the judge. Things go, but hey, I'm guilt-free. I didn't cheat. You did, right? So it's got to be the same way with Jehovah Witnesses that just can't wait for this organization to crumble. It's like, so we're all in the same boat. I didn't get this fellowship. I didn't disassociate myself. Y'all did that. Y'all, like, it crumbled. It ain't my fault, right? They can't wait for that escape, just like I couldn't wait for that exit door that was left open in school. They can't wait. And they're happy right now because they're like, we're just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 steps away from totally being done, right? And I don't count them changing it to some evangelist broadcasting thing because, with the exception of maybe online membership, they won't be able to keep track. Maybe they'll do the same thing like now, but you can really live a double life. You can say, okay, I can keep my social status or whatever, but I'm going to do what I want to do, and it's not going to be many eyes on me. Because if you up and left, and move to another state, or you just stop, it's a little more difficult just to, track everyone down, So there are a lot of people. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that there aren't a lot of people that have already awakened. There are more than we know. And they are just waiting for this destruction. Like me and you, they're waiting. They secretly admire us. They're like, they want us to go harder. They're like, yes, yes. I love when he said, I love the broadcast. Like they loving what we're doing, and I say that to say this, like, don't let up. Stay on their neck, right? You owe them that. I mean, you don't owe them anything, but, you owe them to leave this organization, have the courage to do that, and then, get on this thing right here and promote, the evils of this organization. You owe them to not let up. Right? They always say, don't let up the fight. Endure until the end. Right? That's what they say. Well, we got to do the same thing. Endure to the end. Don't let up the fight. This is just a little bit of inspiration for us YouTubers, us activists that are out there and really putting in the work, even if it's by way of doing these videos, and not just us, but the people that are watching us. They're part of this as well. There are people that just go to the comment section. You do notice, right? When I see something on social media, I'm interested in the comments because they have a perspective that we can't cover in a 20-minute video, even an hour video. Their perspectives, their information, they are part of our activism. And I salute all of you. Brilliant, funny, intros. What do you call it? What's that word? Just dope. Just dope as hell. Like at least my subscribers, my friends, my followers. Like they are dope. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all. And let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Right? Don't let up the fight. As always, just think. Right? That's what I tell everybody to do. Think. And by the way, if you want the Think t-shirts, I think you can email. There's an email in my description. Should be, right? If it's not, let me know. Should be an email in my description. You can email Matt. Just address it to Matt. SellumRecords@gmail.com. Address it to Matt. He does all my merchandising, shipments, and everything, orders for my music. So he'll just, add this to the selection or whatever. And tell him your size, the address. He'll give you the pricing, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all sorts of ways to pay, right? I appreciate y'all. And as always, love.